Okay, jobs in clinical research, jobs in medical affairs. Regulatory affairs, there's not that many jobs open right now, but it's an area that is very, very interesting. And the people in reg, my best buddies in regulatory affairs are very nice people. There's these positions are office-based. You don't travel. It's great. Don't travel at all. You don't like airplanes and cars. This is a good job. You deal a lot with Health Canada and all the legal regulatory documents needed for a drug to be approved. First, the investigational new drug application, the IND application. The IND application, it's a room, okay? There's 80 binders for one drug. You're responsible as a regulatory affairs associate to review the content of those 80 binders. Can you imagine? So it's like, that's why I put the picture about the spy, because there's a lot of information explaining the preclinical data, the chemistry, manufacturing, phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 that you're submitting to Health Canada. So you want to make sure that the data is spick and span. Everything cross-matching is done. A lot of people love this job because you're like an investigator. If you like searching, you're going to love it. You verify all the study protocols, the informed consent that we're using at the site, submitting to ethics, also needs to be submitted to Health Canada for approval. They review that too. The product monograph, maybe 50 pages long, is usually the document given to poison centers, to pharmacists, and teaching hospitals. You're also responsible for the content. And there's words you cannot use. You can't say the results are the same as, unless you do a head-to-head study. So the wording is very tricky too, but that you learn. The drug package insert, you know, when you buy a Claritin, you open the box and there's a small little package insert, all of those. Any changes to the chemistry and manufacturing, which is a big thing. Any pharma trying to change chemistry and manufacturing or quality assurance process in their machines, it's a big deal. You don't want to change any procedures, but sometimes you have to. And also the drug safety reports. All the drug, the side effects that comes into the company via patients or doctors to medical information, usually handled by pharmacists. Those get tabulated in a formal report. The company reviews, and we need to submit that to Health Canada too. So it's a lot more legal and a lot more paperwork, but it's not routine because you work on different drugs at the same time. And you also have 10, 12 little projects or 10, 12 little drugs. Obviously, attention to details. Here, I see a lot of BSc, bachelor's degree, and master's degree in that position. And rarely PhDs. And I'll tell you why after. It's just because sometimes the PhD level, PhDs tend to be paid a little bit higher. And in regulatory affairs, it's out of the salary bound to have a PhD here. I mean, you can easily do $90,000 here, okay? It's not that it doesn't pay well, but it's just PhDs are rarely hired as regulatory affairs. It doesn't mean you can't apply, okay? But I just want to let you know. Drug safety, quickly. Oh, doing great. Okay. The drug safety, bachelor's and master's degree, I haven't seen yet PhDs in that in that position. Obviously, it's office-based all the time. You take phone calls from patients and doctors and nurses, and a lot from sales rep to do. The sales rep go and visit the doctors. The doctors say, well, you know what, my patient had a syncope yesterday. I gave him the first drug. Oh wow, did you call the company about this? No, I didn't. Okay, well, let's do this right now. It's important to collect all the adverse events of the drug and tabulate them. They work mainly with people at head office. They have to contact the sites and do the follow-up with the sites also when something happened to a patient. And they train new employees also on adverse event reporting. So obviously attention to detail here. A lot of nurses. I've seen a lot of nurses in that area. Okay. So now we've seen the positions that are popular. Okay, clinical research associate, project manager, and you can move lateral, up and down. In clinical research, medical affairs, the same, medical scientific liaison or scientific director. Again, you can move into those positions. Now we're going to go for the job interview. You'll see that often you're going to have an interview. There's going to be 3 or 4 people in front of you. Phone interviews are becoming very popular. And I'll tell you how to prepare. Okay. First, try to read about the company, please. It's very important. I know it sounds silly, but try to read about the company. If they've acquired someone else before, or just acquired someone, a new drug, most of the time they hire when a new drug has been approved, and you need people to do the legwork. Okay? If you want to know the research and development pipeline, you can go directly on the company website, and there's a shareholder section, like a business report, financial report. They're going to tell you all the drugs they have in development. Like Glaxo is very much in asthma. Merck was the statin, drug-lowering drugs. It was, all companies have their expertise, and you don't have to remember anything by heart. And it's perfectly okay to have a notepad and take it with you and have it here, so if they ask any questions, you can say, well, actually, before coming to this interview, I went on the website and I read about this drug, and it's perfectly okay to take out your notepad. We love people who are prepared. We love people who are prepared. You know, there's the clinicaltrials.gov, that website. Back in 1995, the FDA mandated companies or hospitals that do clinical trials in patients to register their clinical trials on that website. Failure to do so may end up into rejection of your clinical data. Like New England Journal will not publish your data. Scientific journals have said that they will not publish your data if it's not registered. It is because, I don't know if you know this, it's because in the past, you get to see a lot of drugs in development, and suddenly, poof, they disappeared. We don't know what happened. Was there a side effect? Patients were killed? What happened? We have no idea. Pharmaceuticals tended to bury those bad news under the carpet, but since 1995, they're obliged. So if you're going to an interview with Pfizer, in clinicaltrials.gov, you can put Pfizer clinical trials in Canada. It filters out, and you know what type of studies are ongoing in Canada. You can also go on LinkedIn, which is the professional network. LinkedIn is Facebook. You don't have any Facebook accounts. All accounts, Facebook whatsoever, are blocked in pharmaceutical companies, in banks, in lawyer firms. Everywhere you go, those are blocks. You cannot access those. LinkedIn is a professional network. You want to go there and find the people who work at Merck, where they're coming from, what type of background they have. You can go and see most of the time. You can see who you're going to meet. You will have a picture. Are you meeting someone 25 years old or someone 60 years old? It's not the same. Match your CV with the job description. Every time you apply for a job, you almost have to adapt your CV to that job in particular. If the first 3 things is to say, I don't know, highly organized or blah, 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 You need to almost mimic your CV so it matches the job description. When you go and you have your interview, you almost have to have an answer for every line in the job description, okay? If you haven't had the opportunity yet, okay, this is the magic word. If someone says, so you haven't worked in allergy, says no. It's not that it's a wrong answer, but you can answer, no, I haven't had the opportunity yet to work in allergy. However, in my training, or you can say, however, before coming to this interview, I went online to see what were the latest clinical guidelines for the treatment of patients with allergy. I saw what drugs, what are the diseases, and you take your notepad. I checked the Canadian Journal of Allergy to see who are the people who publishes, who are the editors, who are the doctors. I also went on clinicaltrials.gov to see what type of trials you're doing in allergy. And I realized I don't have any experience in allergy. However, I'm a quick learner. I learn really fast, and I'm sure in your company you have a good training department that will be able to help me learn allergy really quickly. I swear to God, if someone answers a question like that to me, I will hire that person. Because it teaches me she knows, or he knows, the weakness is that they don't have any experience. They prepared. They actually done some research. They went online. And they gave it a positive spin to their no. No, I don't know. They gave it a positive spin that I'm capable of learning and I'm a fast learner. And it works. It works. So when I say find, match your CV with a job description, be ready to answer, to have an answer for everything. Give a positive spin. Sometimes it's difficult. You're in a lab environment. How can you show teamwork when you're in a lab environment? You have to think about it. How am I going to give my sales pitch that I've done teamwork? When in a lab we work alone, we don't really collaborate. No one wants to collaborate anyway, so how am I going to do this? You really have to go deep in here. A lot of interview questions and answers online. It's amazing the amount of information you have online. If I only had those 20 years ago, but now I think the internet is great for that. Practice your answers in front of a mirror. Practice in front of a mirror. I know it's practice. So when it comes out, you're always nervous in an interview. Everyone is nervous, right? Someone who's not nervous is almost abnormal. So practice in front of a mirror, how it's going to spit out. Dress corporate, obviously. A business suit, matching suit. Black, navy, dark gray, 2 shirts for the gentleman, that's enough. You go for the second interview, change. It's the same with the ladies. And sometimes with the skirts, it's very, very difficult because you cross your legs and then you see your thighs. So you invest in a pants, business suit with pants, 2 shirts. When you go for the interview, you're going to be fine. If you have earrings, piercing, all that, remove that. On weekends, you can do your stuff, but it's very important that your piercing and earrings are not there. Most of the people you're going to be working with are age in their 40s and 50s. I'm 44. I'm still young in a sense, like most supervisors are in their 50s, upper 60s. So there's a culture shock in terms of seeing piercing and earrings, and also when you go and see doctors. Okay, it's I'm telling you, I'm being very honest. You go to an interview, no one will tell you that, but I'm telling you that if you come with piercing here, it's not going to work, unfortunately. You keep, some people have piercing, but you keep it for the weekend or during the evening. Okay. So corporate. After you're hired, then you can dress the way you want. You see how other people dress. If everyone dresses a business suit, you wear a business suit. If everyone is casual, you wear casual. When you go and meet doctors, Always business suits, always, always. Sometimes you have big corporate people coming and visit. The VP sends an email saying, we're having a visit of so-and-so tomorrow. I expect everyone to wear a business suit. So, again, after you've hired, it's fine. I wanted also to tell you, the ladies, when I was looking for a job, I went to see a headhunter. We met. Janice, a great personality. I think you have a lot of potential. But right now, you look so much like a student. Really, I had long, curly hair, no makeup. And he says, just tie your hair in a ponytail, slip back. Just wear a bit of makeup. No big makeup, but he says, there's a difference between interviewing a professional and interviewing a student, okay? So when you dress, you look at yourself. Would I hire me? Do I look like a student now, or do I look like a professional? What image do I want to project, okay? So keep that in mind. Because the ladies tend to do that also with their hair, where they're nervous, you know? They flip, and it's a sign of anxiety, but when it's back, you can't touch your hair, right?